Fairy tales are not merely the gentle lullabies of the past, but master keys that unlock the deepest chambers of the human soul. We often seek protection and value in tangible things, the crown of power or resounding fame, but the story of Laptesa the shepherdess and the boys bearing stars on their foreheads reminds us of a forgotten truth. The greatest strength does not reside on a throne, but lies deep within the self-evident beauty of kindness. In the eternal realm of a vast empire, where power often eclipses conscience, lived a girl named Laptesa. She was the daughter of a shepherd, a humble status by court standards, yet she possessed a beauty that commanded the universe to pause in celestial silence and gaze upon her. It was not merely her silky hair or soft skin. Laptesa's beauty resided in the light radiating from her heart. Her goodness and her selfless care for her flock, for the birds, and for the plants created a pure energy field. This is the starting point of our spiritual journey. True value never requires societal endorsement. If your soul is a vessel brimming with love and compassion, it will inherently attract miracles far beyond the scope of the material world. It was this very purity that caused the stars themselves to fall in love with her. Lin, a radiant star, descended to bestow upon her a magnificent blessing. 2 twin boys would be born, each marked by a brilliant star upon his forehead. These boys would be the star-bearing boys, a symbol of protection and infinite wisdom. This blessing was not random luck, but the universe's divine validation of Laptesa's inner qualities. It illustrates that when we live truthfully according to our conscience, we are granted an invulnerable breastplate, and that breastplate is unconditional faith in goodness. The emperor, who ruled half the world, was also captivated by Laptesa's beauty and spirit. This is a powerful allegory. Supreme power, though laden with countless vanities, is always anchored by simple truth. The emperor was ready to discard all barriers of status to marry her. However, every story about light must confront darkness. The darkness here bore the name Mariek, a high official filled with jealousy and cunning. Mariek, who wished for his own daughter to become empress, represents the selfish ego perpetually afraid of change, always clinging to outdated traditions to serve personal gain. Mariek imposed a cruel condition, one veiled in the garb of court tradition. Laptesa, a shepherdess, must offer a gift of equivalent value for the marriage to be considered one between equals. This demand is the voice of the external world, requiring us to prove our worth through currency, status, or assets. This was the most harrowing test for Laptesa. She had no material wealth, but she possessed an invaluable asset, faith in the promise of the star. Laptesa, with extraordinary courage, met the challenge with a pledge concerning the children yet to be born, the star-bearing boys who would protect the kingdom. She staked her entire life on an event yet to manifest, an invisible miracle. This commitment was a voluntary entry into the dungeon. When we truly believe in ourselves and the good we are meant to create, we must accept that there will be times when we face the solitude and skepticism of the entire world, perhaps even punishment. Laptesa accepted imprisonment should her promise fail. That prison was not merely a physical restraint. It was a trial testing the soul's steadfastness against the pressure of betrayal and doubt. As time passed, Laptesa's faith neared validation, but Mariek refused to accept defeat. He used deceit, manufacturing a fictional attack on the kingdom to draw the emperor away from the empress on the fated day of birth. This act is an analogy for the psychological traps we frequently encounter: distraction, unnecessary anxiety, and doubt precisely at the moment when focus is most needed. The emperor, torn between duty and love, departed, giving Mariek the opportunity to execute his vile scheme. That night, the miracle unfolded. Laptesa gave birth to 2 handsome baby boys, each with a bright star blazing on his forehead. But Mariek, who watched from the shadows, acted swiftly. He kidnapped the two newborns, placed them in a small boat, and pushed them out onto the vast sea, hoping they would perish in oblivion, thereby clearing the way for his daughter to ascend as empress. This is the peak of tragedy. Goodness had been cast into the abyss of suffering. In life, we too experience moments where all effort and hope seem to be submerged by the waves and cruelty of fate. But the blessing of the star Lin was the promise of the universe. We are never utterly abandoned. As the small boat was swept into a fierce storm, a miracle occurred. The two boys, instead of drowning, transformed into two glittering fish swimming through the ocean's rage. The star on their forehead was more than a symbol. It was the armor of transformation. Protection does not come from preventing the storm, but from the ability to change shape to survive and adapt within it. Our inner strength lies in flexibility, the capacity to shed the old form, princehood, and embrace a new one, fish, when necessary, all while retaining our brilliant essence. Meanwhile, at the palace, the emperor grieved his wife's perceived betrayal. Though he did not believe she lied, honor compelled him to imprison Laptesa. Mariek exploited this loss and sorrow to push forward the marriage with his daughter, attempting to legalize power based on falsehood. This is a profound psychological lesson. The wicked flourish in an atmosphere of confusion, loss, and exploited grief. But truth is never submerged forever. Days later, two unique fish, shimmering with starlight, were caught by fishermen. Their distinctiveness, the ability to speak, and their radiant appearance attracted attention. The boys instructed the fishermen on what to do: bathe them in the morning dew and lay them on the grass to dry. This was a rite of rebirth. To return to our true form, we must reconnect with the purest elements of nature, morning dew, and humility, the earth. When the transformation was complete, the two boys returned to their princely forms, the blazing stars serving as irrefutable evidence. The fishermen, representing the common people with pure, innate goodness, recognized the truth. They concealed the stars, protected the truth, and brought the princes back to the palace just as the false wedding was taking place. The arrival of the star-bearing boys tore open Mariek's curtain of deceit. The light of truth, though buried at the bottom of the ocean, ultimately shone brighter than any fabricated power. When the princes declared, "We are your sons," the star-bearing boys, and revealed Mariek's conspiracy, everything collapsed. Mariek was apprehended, and Laptesa was freed from the dungeon. The star's promise had been fulfilled, not through ease, but through a journey of extraordinary struggle, transformation, and recovery. Goodness triumphed over evil, not because it was stronger, but because it possesses infinite resilience. The story of Laptesa and the star-bearing boys is a profound reminder that each of us is blessed with an innermost star, a core of dignity, kindness, and wisdom. Sometimes, life will push us into storms, forcing us to become fish to survive, compelling us to dwell in the prison of doubt. But as long as we hold on to faith in that star, in the promise of inner purity, we will always find the path back to our true, radiant, and unconquerable form. Remember that schemers and betrayers like Mariek can only rule temporarily in the shadows. When the light of faith and truth appears, all conspiracies vanish. Like Laptesa, be brave enough to stake your worth on your intrinsic value, and like the princes, know how to transform when the storm hits. Ultimately, kindness and steadfast determination will be the most enduring crown we wear. Let the star in your heart be your guide.